Every once in a while, I run across a line that halts me in my tracks, or sometimes my ruts, with a sense of, I'm speaking to you, Gary. This was one of those thoughts. You have to be brave with your life so that others can be brave with theirs. That's from Brene Brown. It's very easy and usual for us to be sloppy and shielded with our life because it's our life and it really doesn't matter outside of it anyway. After all, who really notices or takes any inspiration from our life anyway? You'd be surprised. We can say to ourselves, I don't want to be brave with my life. I don't want to risk loss at this time, not relationally, financially, vocationally, physically, or emotionally. I'm too tired, too overwhelmed, and too disappointed. It's easy to be brave with other people's lives, isn't it? Suggesting the steps of faith they ought to take and God's promise to be with them. It's always easier to risk someone else's stuff. Now, I have two thoughts about this. First, how about the fact that you and I don't actually own our life? We can be brave with it. Scripture says, you do not belong to yourself because you were bought by God for a price. We can step back from our life and ask, what would it look like to live bravely with that life, letting the world around it encounter the splendor of God in it? God encourages us to live brave with His possessions. In a very familiar story, Matthew 25, Jesus tells of a man who was going away for a long time, entrusting his property to those who worked for him. When he returned, he was very happy with those who lived bravely with his property. You see, Jesus is inviting us to take a risk with His prized possession, you and me. Secondly, our life, our actions transcend or radiate beyond our tiny space called myself. We often don't take responsibility for our actions, good or bad, until we realize that they affect others. That it's not just me and my inconsequential life. Believe it or not, our life does affect others. Your life is noticed, felt, experienced by others. There are many times that I've lived bravely because I saw someone else living bravely. Someone initiated a risky but necessary conversation, so I did. Someone invested time and money into the development of their artistry, so I did. Someone created or launched something that had been on their heart, so I did. Someone stopped doing something that had been expected of them for years, but was not who they truly were. So I did. Someone stepped forward to offer what they saw without assurance of receptivity. So I did. Someone offered kindness, consideration, and forgiveness when anger and retaliation were justifiable. So I did. Someone made a big realignment in their life according to what God had shown them. So I did. You see, I need you to live bravely with your life so that I can live bravely with mine. And I will try to do the same for you.